Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Cincinnati Bengals. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Right to the air is Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Robert Tonyan, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. On play action, it's Rodgers. Got a man, it's Tonyan. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now Jones. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Dillon will take this one in for a Packer touchdown. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bengals set to take over. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 73 yards. And the Bengals are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Well, they said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, had he opted for the touchback. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to give this one to Dillon. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep a defense honest.
You mean, or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Now, that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just one first down permitted and then out. Obviously, no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, Trent Taylor. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd and 11 now. Burrow. He completes it to Boyd.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
I liked his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Here's Burrow. Flush to his right. Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And his throw is incomplete.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that one. Nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is, and the running back dropped it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now it's Burrow. Steps away to his left. Now Burrow loses the football, and the Packers pick it up.
Partner, everything that happened before that fumble was great. Good vision, navigated the open field, got good chunk yardage. At that point, if you see a defender coming, though, just step out of bounds. Don't risk all you picked up before the hit to just try and get an extra yard or 2.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route, rounded it a little bit more than a slant, and he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw into the hands of Cobb. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 2nd down at 4. Rodgers. And they'll get this down to the 10. 4 catches now on this drive alone. They can't stop him. It's another first down.
I can't help but chuckle a little bit because at this point, it can't be a surprise to anyone in the building who's going to get the ball. They just keep feeding him over and over, and he just keeps on delivering.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now Rodgers. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Packers have taken the lead. So, partner, was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here. Right now, they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now, Burrow. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Got a man, it's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Mixon with a first down carry. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle, but give him credit. He tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Mixon. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Flushed out right. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. And give him a gain of 37.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way, just reached up and pulled it in, had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
Another try for Mixon. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now it's Burrow. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Burrow taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bengals are an extra point away from evening this one up. He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers over the middle here. It's hauled in by Watson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 40. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Rodgers now to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And just one tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this first quarter. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. To throw, it's Rodgers. He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 21. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And the ball is knocked out, and the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Quick slant caught by Chase. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. He's got the first down. He's got a big game going right now, already over 100 yards receiving in this first half alone. They're passing here. Joe Burrow able to find Higgins. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
To the air again, Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. And Burrow going to throw again. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 43. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point of attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Burrow hooking up with Higgins for a Bengal first down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And that one complete once again to Higgins. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Mixing up the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard, now to the 16. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Hayden Hurst, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have broken our tie as they take the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Last time out, remember, they fumbled the football. That led to the touchdown. And, Charles, they were in the red zone, so that's a backbreaker. They got to try to pick up the pieces here on this drive.
Yeah, and I actually started to do the math here, so be patient with me. 12-point swing is the way I calculate it, because not only did they drop the ball in the red zone, they watched the opponent score a touchdown right after that. So their goal, have a drive here and try and get some of those points back.
It was Mike Hilton up to make the tackle.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync. And the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
2nd and 5 now. Rodgers, his throw incomplete. Romeo Doubs, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 5.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Able to find Lazard. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the delay, Jones. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From just shy of midfield, Burrow. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Now Burrow on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down. This will be caught inside the 10. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he's got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Burrow looking to pass. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Hayden Hurst A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns. In the second quarter, and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Packers ready to take over offensively. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Von Bell up to make the tackle.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Open man, here is Cobb. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
An inside give to Jones. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd and 7, Rodgers. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now he'll escape to his right. He finds Watson complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. So the big play nullified, a legal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
On now is Mason Crosby, who's hit from as far as 58 in his career. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, This one winds up no good.
Well, now they'll start 3 yards shy of midfield after that long 57-yard miss. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Burrow will throw. Got a man open. It's Chase. He's got room at the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Play action. It's Burrow. Being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
Traditionally, as a defense, your number one job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacting the opposing quarterback. Make him uncomfortable. And so far, they've not been able to do that.
Not at all. He's been really comfortable in the pocket. 3 touchdown passes already.
So that could be an important first sack if they do want to turn things around.
Flush to his right. And he is going to be taken down. They got him, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got Hurst as tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Kenny Clark gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll set up a throw. And he's got it. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Burrow going for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right, except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back near the goal line. Here's Rodgers. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And the Bengal offense ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half. And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Here's Burrow. And that's caught one more time by Boyd. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Burrow to Boyd there for the Cincy first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action with Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Again, it's Burrow. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now it's Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Now it's Burrow. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They give it off here to the tight end. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Mitchell Wilcox taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. McPherson on for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. There for the sack, B.J. Hill. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
After the sack on 1st down, Rodgers.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Up the middle, Jones. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 40 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Rodgers going to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Eluding the pressure right. And it's a Packers touchdown. Robert Tonyan from 8 yards out. And the Packers are able to cut into that deficit. So a very important first drive of the 3rd quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Ready to go on offense, out come the Bengals. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. Well, there were about 70,000 that were quickly calling for that flag. It comes out there for pass interference.
And what do you think, partner? A little sarcasm in that cheering from this crowd here tonight. What they're hoping now is to build a little momentum off of it and give them a more genuine reason to cheer down the road.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense, 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectations.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board. And, of course, the guy throwing them, he's a big-time player himself. They brought it from start to finish and really helped get the better of the opposing secondary.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He completes it to Boyd. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
To the air again, Burrow. This pass complete to Higgins. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 20-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Now a tip of the cap to the man under center, Charles. He just went over 400 yards passing in this ball game. He's got the touchdown passes to boot, taking pretty good care of the ball. Just all around a really solid performance.
Yeah, just check, and check, right? Because he certainly showed he was worthy of the trust that his team put in him. A handful of touchdowns to his credit thus far. Now he's just crossing off yardage milestones, and win or lose, his name has to be in serious discussion for player of the game.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Burrow. Connecting on the out route here with Higgins. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals take a 3-touchdown lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Taylor now to return it. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. And with that pass, CD, he's now over 400 yards in the game. And even in a pass-first league, that is still a tough benchmark to hit.
And all week leading up to this one, all we read, heard about was the confidence he had that he could put up big numbers. Kudos to him for coming out here with that belief in himself and for making it happen.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Here's a give to Mixon, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That's taken in by Higgins. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he used his quickness to make a play.
Buying time to his left. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises them by taking off himself. Is able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
They come with a jet sweep here as Burrow just taps that forward. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. They hand off to their big tight end. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Mitchell Wilcox, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Bengals get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. McPherson now for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Nixon now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And now the Packers get set to go. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. Now it's Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 7. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry, and that can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Rodgers again now. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Caught by Cobb. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Open man left side, it's the tight end Tunyon. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. They'll get 13 yards for the 2nd play in a row.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 17-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
On third down, here's Jones. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Now Rodgers, got to have this one. This is caught. And the Packers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
Jones. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Josiah DeGuara there to make the grab. And the Packers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. No surprise there. Third and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks.
Mixon hit, and the ball is out, and the Packers pick it up. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, it's certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Once again, they run with Mixon, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 112 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
And they go play action now. Burrow. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Hurst. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, a clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Mixon with a first down carry. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him. He ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Flush to his right. High throw, but the catch is made. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Jonah Williams, former first-round pick, the guilty party. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now a carry for Pirine. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Burrow on play action. Forced out to his left. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 24. Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. Got a man, that's Lazard. And they work this well upfield across the 45. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
On 1st down, Rodgers. He completes it to Jones. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Rodgers now on 1st down. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Throwing is Rodgers. And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's Allen Lazard. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Packers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game, they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on 3rd.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
Here's Burrow. He's got Hurst as tight end. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. A handoff to Mixon. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
Burrow down to a knee, and that should be the final act of this one.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.